Survey says it stinks. This is the Running Man on Stinker Madness.
What's that smell?
I don't know about you, but I'm thirsty as fuck. Thirsty as fuck.
Hey, look at these!
Thrill me.
If you come back in here, I'm gonna hit you with so many rights, you're gonna beg for a left.
Thrill me.
Beg for a left.
Thrill me.
Hey, look at these!
No one! Hang on!
It stinks.
Hang on!
Get to the chopper! Stinker Madness.
Hello and welcome to Stinker Madness, the podcast about bad movies for bad movie lovers by bad movie lovers. I'm your host, Justin. With me as always are Sam and Jackie. Go to facebook.com/Stinker Madness. Follow us there, as well as twitter.com/Stinker Madness, and et al. Etc. etc.
Who loves you and who do you love?
Me, Justin, the host.
No.
Oh, God damn it. I'm never that guy. I'm never Richard Dawson. Sam, how are you?
I'm fine. I finally realized the secret.
Oh,
When you fix all the world's problems, you cause the revolution that changes everything. You know why you're doing it?
Cash.
So there's no more lonely nights.
No more lonely nights.
Do.
Yeah, wow. Running Man from 1987, starring, of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Jim Brown is in this. Jesse Ventura, the actress formerly known as
Maria Conchita Alonso?
Yes.
She's still known as that.
Okay, all right. Richard Dawson.
Yaphet-Kotto.
Richard Dawson from Family Feud fame. Was Richard Dawson ever in anything else?
Not really, I guess.
Okay.
Contrasting reports say that he's actually like this in real life, so that's maybe why.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, he's supposed to be like really good friends with Schwoz. And I have a really hard time believing that Schwoz is a bad guy because of how many commentaries I've listened to with him. And he's just a very agreeable, funny person.
Right.
I would be his friend.
Yeah, of course. Why would I call bullshit.
I call bullshit too.
I don't think Richard Dawson's
because you can't like
maybe they met one time and like Richard Dawson's like, oh yeah, I'm friends with Schwoz. Because I mean, no offense to viewers of Family Feud, but it's really not that important in the grand scheme of fucking things. I mean, the guy from fucking Tool Time was on it for 7 years.
Yeah.
Peterman was a host.
The current host sucks. Whoever that guy is.
I like him.
That's what's his name?
Steve
Harvey. Yeah,
Steve Harvey. I think he's one of the. I would put Steve Harvey as the number 2 host behind Richard Dawson.
I would honestly as well.
I don't know about that.
Peterman was pretty good.
Peterman.
I liked Al better than Peterman.
I fucking hated Al.
He's pretty lifeless.
So milquetoast.
What's Richard Karn?
Yeah, Richard Karn.
I liked Richard Karn.
The Running Man, written by Stephen King. So again,
here's a fun
not
fact.
written by Stephen King.
Richard Bachman novel.
Yeah,
when he was doing
novella,
the experiment, and producer Rob Cohen bought the rights, having no idea that it was Stephen King. So
would that have changed anything?
The price tag.
Yeah, probably.
I guess, but yeah, it was strong enough on its own that it got optioned, even though it didn't sell.
Yeah. So that makes this our 5th Stephen King movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, the movie was not written by Stephen King, but based on a novel by.
Yes. The screenplay was written by Stephen D'Souza, and it was supposedly really, according to Schwoz, really strong. And Andrew Davis, who was the director of Above the Law with Seagal, and would eventually go on to The Fugitive, so he's done some good movies.
All right.
But he's sort of one of your top-end action guys, was fired in the first week of producing this, and then Glasser was put on to take over, and Schwarzenegger says that it killed the movie.
Huh.
Had Paul Michael Glasser had he not been put in charge of the movie a week into production, it would have been a much stronger piece, and all of the deeper themes were basically lost because of it.
Yeah. No, it's you can tell that there's things that this film wants to say and state, and I will get to those at the end. But then it's just so surrounded by gaggy, hammy one-liners and over-the-top, stupid action sequences and bad costumes.
Bad. Yes.
How can you say that? Dynamo's costume was so awesome.
Oh,
So,
boy.
Let's say those parts were the satire, right?
Uh-huh.
Which would work. What doesn't work is the other costumes suck.
Mhm.
The ICS security guys and like the
Right.
they're wearing batting helmets.
Yeah, yeah.
The future. Head protection from baseball.
Right.
And it's only going to protect the front of your face.
Not the catcher's mask, they're just batting helmets that cover your ears.
Oh.
Well,
In case somebody tries to give you the chin music and they hit you in the ear.
the ear music.
Mm.
Yeah, no, it's really like something got lost along the way in its delivery.
Yeah, and I think art direction wise, because the art direction is especially inconsistent.
Mhm.
Everything involving the game show is really good. Everything else stinks.
Yeah.
Like this thing was a train that just got away from somebody.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like the rebels were pretty weak.
The resistance,
Yeah.
la resistance.
I just wanted to punch that guy right in the face.
Which one, Dweezil Zapper or McFleetwood?
The skull cap guy. The skullet guy. With the gray hair.
Skullet?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Mick
it's
Fleetwood
McFleetwood.
Yeah.
of Fleetwood Mac fame.
Playing himself,
Right.
because that's the leader of the resistance. I'm sure that got lost somewhere, that the only people that are keeping up the fight are those who were great musicians.
Or artists in general, or
Something.
like, yeah.
Well, that didn't work out very well, did it?
You're not a big fan of Mick Fleetwood, Jackie? You like Fleetwood Mac?
I do like Fleetwood Mac, but I know the girl more than I know that guy.
The girl.
The girl.
Stevie Nicks.
Yeah, well, there
she
was
was
another
in one
one, too.
iteration of Fleetwood Mac. Yeah. He was in it the whole time.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's another lady in that band.
Who?
Christy McVie is
Christy
one.
McVie, yeah.
There's been a lot of people in Fleetwood Mac.
In the most pop stream version of Fleetwood Mac.
The rumors.
Yeah, rumors.
Rumors Fleetwood Mac, yes.
I don't like Fleetwood Mac. Anyways,
Because you're a dickhead.
Yeah, how can you not like Tusk?
To what? That's
Tusk!
We're bear trees.
Dun, 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 dun. It's like their most exciting song.
You haven't listened to any of the early stuff, apparently.
I like that song so much. I like to
It's so
blast
dumb.
it in my car and then just scream Tusk when it says it. And then people on either side of me are looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with her? Because I look like I'm having some kind of weird seizure in the front seat as I'm trying to dance. Car dance.
If my understanding of music history tells me anything, that movie or that song is about turning into a walrus. Yeah, Tusk.
Moose Jaws.
Nobody likes Kevin Smith jokes?
I just said Moose Jaws.
Oh, yeah, Moose Jaws. That's right. Okay. We need to move on.
Tusk. Dun, dun, dun,
What
dun,
else?
dun, dun.
What else do you got about this Running Man? This Running Man movie that was on the TVs.
Well, I guess Paula Abdul did the choreography. That's exciting.
Yeah,
huh?
that is exciting. That's
Yeah.
before Paula Abdul was really Paula Abdul. 1987. This is when she's like right in between the Lakers and being Paula Abdul, I would think.
The dancers I thought did really well.
Oh man, it's a production right there.
Yeah, like they stayed in sync. I was watching for somebody to be like some kind of asshole and throw their arms up wrong or something, so that I'd be like, yeah, that person just wanted to be on screen as the fuck up girl.
What about the one with the dildo on her head?
That one was trying to get attention, but she was still in step with
Still a
everybody
good
else.
dancer. She just had
Yeah.
it. She just had a phallic.
That
symbol
probably
on her
was
head.
Paula Abdul.
Ooh.
She's like, okay, all you other bitches have to wear your hair down, but I get weird dildo thing on the top of my head. So that way, when I'm showing this to other people, I'll be like, that's me with the fucked up ponytail.
That's me, Paula Abdul. I'm kind of famous, I think. I don't know.
Not yet. Maybe
And she made out with a cartoon cat and her whole life changed.
Yep.
She didn't make out with the cartoon cat, did she?
No, the cartoon cat was actually an undercover cop. If we
That's
know
the best
any-
cop we got on the force.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Well, other than Clovis.
Yeah,
the real
Clovis.
cat is actually the best cat we have on the force.
Sam, keep talking about the Running Man. We're losing focus here,
We're
guys.
losing focus.
I have a really bad headache.
One of the things I think is more interesting is that, like, this one is sort of the most standout of, like, the female character really having no reason to fall in love with him, or
Zero.
just zero. And you were even mentioning this sort of like various casting choices in Schwaz's girlfriend through the years. You wonder if he's just like, bring in all of the different ladies for me to make out with.
Or like, you mean different ladies of the world, because she's Hispanic.
Yeah.
In Commando,
Radon Chong.
She's
going
also,
to round the bases racially, pretty much.
Also
right?
doesn't have much of a reason to fall in love with John Matrix, other than his daughter. You know,
Yeah.
like, oh, she needs a new mommy, so
Yeah.
you are the mommy now. I don't really love you. I just need the caretaker.
You are the mommy.
In this though, she has no reason.
Oh, she has reason.
Well, other
gentlemen.
than the beefcake.
He is charming and handsome, and he's a nice guy.
And murdered 8 dudes today.
Fuck that. He was defending me.
Huh.
They had it coming.
Okay.
If I'm in the Running Man and somebody else is killing the dudes for me, that's enough for me to drop my underwear.
Okay.
Or in this case, leopard print tights that you wear during commando sequences
That don't fit you?
Yeah.
So you borrowed them from your grandma?
They did a bad job with her costume because she looks really frumpy a couple times. But when she's in that pink dress on the way to the airport, you're like, hello, Maria Conchita Alonso.
Whatever happened to her?
I got no idea.
Okay. She just didn't.
Way to fact find, Sam.
Yeah.
What?
Hard investigative journalism there, Cronkite. Good job.
Well, that's maybe I didn't investigate the journalism because she didn't make me hard enough. How about that? Maybe you didn't think about it like that, right?
I kind of...
Had she been, say...
Selma Hayek.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah. She would have
Or-
made some good moves in that movie with the tight spandex outfit
Some good moves.
with her boobs. She would have been taking them out. She would have been Boobamo.
Boobamo. The
Boobamo?
stalker.
Yeah, the stalker Boobamo. And then she would have had little guns that came out of her nipples and shot people.
Didn't even need it. You just walk around a corner and she double boobs you and you die. You go, boom, boom, boom. Your brains come out of your ears.
Booba mode.
Yep.
All right. Are you guys ready to get into
I
this?
think we're ready to get into
Okay.
this.
Strangely, the year is 2017. We should have done this episode in 2017.
Yeah, we missed it.
Yeah. It isn't the future that we live in.
This was last year.
Right. Well, it was close. 2017 wasn't great, but it was close to this. There's no oil, no resources.
We did get a game show host running the country. So.
That's true. We'll get to that later.
More on this later.
Get back to you later, Greg. There's no food. Food's short supply. Everything sucks. The economy's collapsed. The government is basically beholden to the corporations, specifically the entertainment corporations,
Sure.
to fund the government and keep things sort of operating.
Yeah.
But on the outside, you're told all this, that it's crap, but then you go into the movie and you see these people's lives. Like, there's lots of people watching the show, The Running Man. We get into Amber's apartment, which is pretty nice. The guest audience seems like they're doing okay.
Especially that little old lady.
Right. They dressed not like they're freaking peasants who are starving for food. So that's another like what's
But
going
then
on?
there's like outside. They do a bad job with it.
Right, they do a
They
bad
do a bad job with it. So it's supposed to be, I think, set up where you've got like the people that work for the corporation that are executives live in the top of the buildings, and then the other people live inside the walls of the city that's still part of the corporation. And then you have like the workers that are on the outside, and then the people that don't have anything to do with the corporation are on the outside of the walls. But they don't do it right. You
No,
don't
no.
understand that. You can't see it. It doesn't help that I'm almost certain, having seen this like 10 times, that the prison and the first encampment are actually the same location.
Yeah, I think so.
Barely dressed up at all to look differently.
Yeah, I
like,
agree.
oh, we've escaped prison. Why'd you just go back there? This isn't the prison. There is obviously a teepee. And when I say teepee, I mean it's a tarp and a 2x4. This is our camp.
Headquarters.
No, it's the same place you were just at that you escaped from and you came back there.
Well, sometimes in this future modernistic society, they need to take on tougher measures to deal with the unruly folks.
Uh-huh.
So they bring in Ben Richards, helicopter pilot, gunboat man.
Gunboat man.
And he's flying over the city, and he's like, hey, I'll try to keep the Arnold impersonation to a minimum this episode.
Gunship, because
Gunboat?
helicopters aren't boats.
Well, I guess that's true. Gunship. So he's like, hey, there's a bunch of people down on the ground. We're checking them out. They don't have any weapons because our computers can do that, apparently. And so we're just going to turn around and go back home. And the guy at base is like, fuck that. Murder those people.
Yep.
Because of...
Gun them down.
Because
they're rioting.
They're being deviant.
So it's a food riot, right?
Yeah. They're protesting because they're starving to death.
Right. So
marching on the Capitol. They're
what
like, fucking
happens
gun them down.
If you're in a food riot?
Well, one, you're not going to be very enthusiastic because you're hungry.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but you're just breaking up the windows to get the foods, right?
Probably.
They're not really doing that much. Where I think you take some chances with your career and say, yeah, go ahead and gun them down, dude. These guys are bad.
So you're saying he should have gunned them down?
No, I'm saying this guy back at base that's like gun him down is playing fast and loose with his own career.
Yeah, well, maybe he's not. Maybe that's like I think when you get
protocol
into this,
is to shoot the food rioters.
It's because of corporate working environments and how they try to reduce the thinking to a minimum. He's probably standing in front of a guy that's working the radio from him, for him. Mm-hmm. And that guy just needs to keep his eye on the buttons that he's using. And then above the machine that's the radio, there's a small list of things. And at the bottom in red, it says, just go ahead and gun them down.
Okay.
And he's just like, I really only know the one thing. I can't operate the radio. This guy does that. He's not allowed to look at the list because that's an executive thing. Uh-huh. I read the line at the bottom. It says gun them down.
Okay, so it's it's standard protocol.
Standard protocol.
Okay, well then Ben fucking Richards should have known that before he signed up for this job, motherfucker. God damn it. He should have known that part of his job was to shoot innocent people while they're just hungry. But he's
he doesn't know that.
Oh, you know what's going on.
He's not an executive. He flies the helicopter.
He's just
handles
like,
the stick and
I'm sure everything's up and up. I won't ask any questions while I'm flying this gunship over the city.
Sure.
Okay.
Was the first time he's had to gun down civilians.
Yeah.
This could be his third day on the job, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know that.
I don't know. He seems like he's the tops. But anyways, he's like, no, I won't do it. And they get in a big old fight on the chopper, and they knock him out, and he is sent to prison for being, I guess, insubordinate.
Yeah.
But they pin the death
mass
of
murder
of these
16
innocents on him.
people get killed by this helicopter gunship. So whoever took over for him inefficiently murdered that crowd.
Yeah.
They could have done better than that.
we see some of the shots, and there's lots of buildings getting exploded, which is like what they're breaking windows and going in and getting hot dogs from gas stations.
Yeah.
And then to stop the riot, they just blow up the building that is getting rioted.
The helicopter shooting, where the two, you see the two helicopters and they're shooting or whatever, that actually isn't from this movie.
Oh.
They couldn't get that shot, so they took it from 1976's King Kong.
Oh, 76 is King Kong with
Bridges. No, is it Bridges?
And Jessica Tandy.
Jessica
Lange.
Jessica Lange.
Yeah, Jessica Tandy. Oh boy.
She's no Maria Conchita Alonso, even though she doesn't get it all the way up for me.
And 89 years old throughout her entire career. Yeah, so they pin this on him. They also blow up some cars, which is like, why are you guys blowing up the cars anyways?
Because it's exciting, and they got the green light to go into the vault and grab some other footage.
Right.
So while we're in here, we could just get some blown up cars, huh?
18 months later, he's a hard labor guy, a rock breaker or whatever, carry this I-beam job guy.
Yeah, he's carrying an I-beam of steel.
Right, because
he's fucking buff.
Well, he's schwaz, of course. He's super strong.
Yeah.
Where do you think he's carrying it?
Over there.
Yeah, and then what happens?
He goes and carries it back to where he got it.
I guess.
I don't know. There seems to be some welding going on at this place. I don't know. Maybe he's like building a skyscraper by hand because he's strong.
So maybe they only have the electric fence that blows up their heads.
Uh-huh.
Because they're actually building the prison that they're going to be in.
Oh, yeah.
It's not done yet.
It's like digging your own grave.
This is how the corporate state has got so many prisons that they can't even build them fast enough. So now the prisoners are building their own prisons.
And he's doing it by hand.
Yeah.
We don't need no goddamn crane.
Just hold out the beam. Use the rivet gun. Come on now.
I'll put the rivets in the thing with my dirty looks.
Just spits them in there. Yeah. Pling, pling, pling. Meanwhile, Schwarz has built half the prison.
I just don't understand why they don't just go and kick this force field down.
Yeah, the force field
Because
is pretty stupid.
Kind of seems like
Or
a cheap dog collar thing that you install in your yard so your dog doesn't run past it. Like, you could just kick him over.
Yeah, they've got explodey rings around their neck that if they go past this like ultrasonic barrier, the bomb inside the ring will explode and take your head off.
Their head blows up from the inside of the middle of their head, not from the neck.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know why that happens that way? Because on film, it's actually comical when you have a dummy whose head blows off from the neck because the head just goes straight up in the air like a rocket.
Yeah. And they didn't want any of that comical stuff on accident until later.
Right.
Yeah, right now we're in serious mode.
This head explosion cannot be goofy. Yeah, so they have a prison break. The security guards are not good with keeping the guards or the inmates inside of prison.
They can't see shit. They're wearing they're not gas masks. They're not sunglasses. They're like sunglass masks and baseball helmets. They can't see shit.
Right. But the prisoners can see shit, such as the security code to get out.
Yeah.
You probably want to keep that under wraps and not just let any passerby look at the fucking computer screen. Like, they need that password thing where it turns everything into asterisks when you put in the password. You know?
Uh-huh.
That would be helpful.
There's a
2017.
little checkbox that says hide or show password.
Right. Yeah, he was on show day. He was
Yeah.
not paying attention.
Well, not to mention that, what is this, some kind of mobile unit? Because they don't have an office that they're radioing to. It's just some dude, like, sitting there by the water supply. Okay, Frank, you got your laptop today? Yeah. Great. Shut down the fence.
Close the blast doors.
Why would we shut down the fence ever? It's a prison. I don't know.
Well, originally they do it because they're going to transfer out some prisoners.
Where are we transferring these prisoners to? I think they're gonna come back, but we just got to make sure this thing goes on and off every once in a while. That it can be deactivated very easily. What's the password? 12345.
X.
Password. Yeah, so they have this big prison break and they take down a bunch of guards and they like the code works and sometimes it doesn't work and like they're jamming it at the source. I don't even
This
fucking
whole
understand.
thing, because Jackie in the middle of it's like, why don't they're killing all these guys? Why don't they just take their keys and unlock the next and not even worry about the fucking passcode?
Right.
Well, why? Because they wouldn't have this action sequence
Right.
otherwise.
Right. This one guy's like, I can't wait, and starts moving towards the freaking barrier, and they're like, no, don't do it, no.
And we're supposed to care about this guy too. Like everybody's super considerate, and I can't even remember what his name is. Like Don. Like Don, no, not Don. Oh my God, it's too early, Don. And then even Schwarz is like, oh, Don. And then it shows Don's best friend, and he's just like, ah. After some guy with a cantaloupe on his head runs out and gets it exploded. And then they cut away before the body goes limp because they apparently couldn't pull that off.
Right.
So it comes back to this guy, and he's like, ah. And then we never see him again.
Right.
Like, oh no, that guy's so sad because of Don. Who's that guy and who is Don?
Yeah, we don't give a shit about Dawn. I just wanted to see his head explode, and I was kind of
Exactly.
glad for that one.
That's all he does.
And like 2 seconds later, the barrier goes down, and it's like thumbs up time.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, what about Don? Who's Don?
Ooh, I'm sorry, what?
You're the guy that was so sad about Don.
Huh?
Oh, I don't even know if that was his name.
Yeah, he just shared his pizzaronis with me a couple of times,
Yeah.
and I just thought we were friends. Prison friends.
The other thing about the whole Don thing is like, the guy they had, the runner, it's like, maybe you get somebody that can run? Because this guy was like Costas Mandalore high knees. He was not gaining progression in the
Try-
forward
when
direction.
no matter how badly you're running, try not to look like you're enjoying it, because he's like, wee. He's
but
like got this crazy face
he did,
on.
and he wasn't like covering a lot of ground for being
Sure,
running.
right?
And
He wanted to make it last because obviously he was enjoying it.
Sure, but his running style was odd. He was hunched over. He kind of had his head forward too much, shoulders in, knees are going crazy, but he's going like 5.5 miles an hour.
Right. And he needed to get to the guy on the other side so that he would stop activating the fence.
Huh?
So
you can't get through the fence though, Jackie.
no, there is a guy on the other side
I
of the fence
understand.
that is reactivating the fence every
Right.
time they deactivate
Okay,
the
well then I
fence.
guess we're fucked. I'm not gonna just run through the head exploder barrier.
Yeah, but they shoot that guy after Don's head blows.
Yeah.
It's
Like right afterwards. Like,
not like
fuck,
Don
dude.
was gonna accomplish anything other than get his head exploded. Anyways, so they all bust out. They go to Mick Fleetwood's resistance camp and get the collars taken off by him.
No three-boobed lady in this shot.
Right. He's Ben Richards is like, cool guys. I really don't give a shit about your resistance. Wish you luck. You guys seem like all right bros, but I'm out.
Yeah.
My brother's going to help me. I'm
Yeah.
out of here.
I'm headed to Canada. I'm going to just eat poutine.
Hawaii. He's going to go to Hawaii.
Well,
He
why
doesn't
don't you
know that
ruin my
yet.
joke? Why don't you just go ahead and
Well,
railroad?
that was a joke? I'm sorry.
Canada.
I know, that wasn't a very good joke.
I'm pretty sure if you say Canada in a podcast, you're leading
like,
towards a joke.
uh-huh.
You know, yeah, it's
Oh.
just the rule.
Moose Jaws.
Yeah, moose jaws. So he goes to his brother's place, and his brother's not there. There's just some lady inside. I guess he moved out.
And she moved in, and the key code's the same.
Right.
But don't
Oh.
worry, he's used her shower. So he's nice and clean when she comes home from
He
work.
also took a huge shit in her apartment.
Yeah. It's like, how do you know my brother? I know it's still his house because he uses Pantene too.
She's like, no, I'm afraid that you're an escaped prisoner. I know all about you. Do not murder or rape me, please.
I don't know about that second part.
Okay.
She's kind of like, you're pretty muscly. Do you notice the raspberry he's got on his arm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In this shot and in several other shots.
Mhm.
And then in one shot, his elbows are really, 2 shots, his elbows are really scraped up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Did you see how hard he ate shit when he got shot by that net gun?
Oh, yeah.
That was him.
Yeah.
He
yeah.
went down hard. We'll talk
Okay.
about that later.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So meanwhile, on to the show, The Running Man. They're wanting to get their next contestant. So Damon Killian.
Damon Killian.
Yeah, he's Richard Dawson. And he's like, I need somebody special. I need somebody that can run forever, got stamina and strength and golden goddess.
Well, they're looking through the prison, photos and profiles like it's a dating website.
Right.
And they're like, slide that one to the left. No.
Check left.
No.
Check left.
No. Oh, right. Put him on to the right.
mhm.
But they don't really find anybody.
No, because he sees Ben Richards escaping on the TV, the news footage, and he's like, "Look at him go! What a guy!
Yeah, he's like, that's it. Right? That's man cake right there.
I'm gonna get him." And they're like, "No, you can't. He's a military prisoner. We have a contract and it says you can't do that." And he's like, "Oh yeah, well get me the president's agent."
But
What?
Yeah. And you know that he was negotiating for a deal for him to have to wear a Speedo during this episode.
The president?
No, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Huh.
And they were like, no, we have to have limits. They have to have dignity. And he was like, no, Speedo. And he was like, no, we'll give you the guy, but no Speedo.
Huh.
I don't know.
Because could you imagine how all the ladies would like tune in for that? Like, yeah, running man, running with
Because
his.
the costume he has leaves so much to the imagination.
Well, they
Yellow
obviously
tights.
they put his wiener away for most of this running because you didn't see it like bouncing around and
They
stuff. when
put
he
it
was
away,
running.
like they took it off and put it
Right.
on a shelf. You can have that back when we're done.
Well, yeah. Go ahead and put the trouser snake back on afterwards.
Wait, what the fuck, Jackie?
They just, I don't know, like they tidy-whitied him or something because his donger was not flopping around during this movie. I know because I was watching, I was waiting for it to happen, and no, you never see it. It's like a Ken doll bump, and you're like, oh.
Well, if you've got slow motion and pause, you can get a glimpse of it in Conan, and it's not overwhelming.
Oh. Okay, we're watching Conan next.
What?
Right after this podcast is recorded, we're doing that.
Yeah, we're gonna go watch Teen Wolf too, just to watch a dick. No.
I like dicks.
Well, you married one. Anyways, so
I think it all should be mentioned at this point that when Dawson shows up and he starts acting, you're just like, so the only professional non-actor
Right.
is the person that isn't made out of wood, and the only one person not made of wood.
prepared to act. Yeah.
Oh
He's
my
nailing it.
god!
No, Richard Dawson's great in this movie.
It's Yaphet Kotto is a good actor.
One of
I
the-
have seen him do good. He's horrible in this movie.
Not good. Not good at all.
One of the things I think that doesn't help anybody is the ADR is horrendous.
Yeah.
What's ADR?
Additional or automated dialogue recording. So when they put the words back in, if they're recording without sound or if the sound is flawed.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's voiceover work, essentially.
Yeah. Except that voiceover is when there's a voice over a different shot, whereas ADR is the actual dialogue, match lips moving. Those are the difference between those two things.
Oh, okay.
So,
Because the voiceovers are bad too.
Tusk.
So
Moose
Richard,
Jaws.
so Richards and Amber are like they're headed to Hawaii. He's got her hostaged.
Richards and Amber could be like a really smooth, like folk keyboard, like neo folk band.
It's very quiet and mellow, and
Yeah.
it's good music.
It's good.
Yeah.
No more lonely nights.
My lonely nights. So they're headed to Hawaii. He's got her. She's like held captive, and he's like using her passport and money essentially to skip town to Hawaii. So they're going through the airport, and she punches him square in the beanbag while they're walking through security.
Yep.
She's like, it's him. It's Richards. He's the bad guy. And he's like, God damn it. And runs out into the runway and gets net gunned, as you said, Sam.
Yeah, this is a pretty fun scene. It's got a really bullshit looking future car. And
That's a mail truck with shit glued to it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Did you see its little balls?
they net gunned him. And
Mail truck.
I bet they tried it a couple times, and the net gun's like, it doesn't knock you over. It's just, he just takes a dive.
Yeah, he tumbles quite good.
And he can run pretty fast.
Yeah.
We're making fun of Don because Don cannot. Schwaz can move.
Yeah.
And he looks like he was going like 15, and then he just tumbles on concrete. Ouch.
Ouchie.
Notice they didn't show the real after effects of that. Like he's laying on the ground,
Ah!
and then they cut pretty much immediately after that because he's probably like, "You fucking son of a bitch!"
Ah!
Ah!
God,
Like,
God
no,
damn it.
the stuntman's doing it next time. That's it. I'm out on this one.
So when he's put in prison, Killen is already there. Like, hey man, you're beautiful. I think you're great. We're gonna put you on the show, and you have a chance at freedom. And all right, whatever. And so they pump barium into his veins as a tracking method.
No,
Is
wait
that
a
what's going
second.
on?
Is that what happened?
He didn't agree to it right away.
Well, no, but
they had to. He was threatened with the other two dudes that escaped with him.
That may or may not be his friends.
right.
Yeah. But if he doesn't do it, then those two have to go through, and he's like, "Fuck, there's no chance that little wiener with glasses is gonna make it."
Even though I ditched these guys earlier, I care deeply about them now.
Sort of like that one guy. God, what was that one guy's name? Oh man,
Don?
I just remember his head coming off.
It just
Fuck,
blew
I loved
up.
that guy.
He was so nice.
Yeah.
Like right when his head exploded, man, what a nice guy. Because that's all I know about him. I don't
I
actually.
knew that he wasn't very fast.
So yeah, they're gonna trace him. They put some other stuff in him, inject him with some stuff, and it's apparently not happy. But Amber sees a news report that he was arrested and for the murder of several security guards at the airport, and she's like, he didn't do that. That's not what happened. So there's a little bit of Sean Hannity going on right here. Well, fake news.
So I want to know who the hell shot those people, because those people are in the front of the airport security, right?
Uh-huh.
He's already passed those people. He's like getting ready to board the plane. By the time that he starts running, he's nowhere near any of these people.
No, they came in post and
Shot
those guys.
Those people were fired.
That's how
By
they fire
guns.
people at the airport. They're like,
Yeah.
that's it. You did not do a good job checking security passes. Bam!
Mm-hmm. Don't ever fly into Denver, especially not in December before Christmas.
Why?
It's really hard to get around.
The
You
airport's
always-
really far from town.
You always get stuck at the Denver airport.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I've been stuck there twice.
Oh, and they also shoot you there. Yeah, so
Yeah.
if you aren't good, and then blame it on Ben Richards. So she's like, "What the fuck?" And then like it cuts like now back to climbing for dollars. The
Climbing for dollars.
which appears to be just you climb up a rope
And then
with
you get
dollars along
dollars?
the way.
Yeah.
Stacks of dollars.
But then, like, the rope seems to be falling.
And
Because the
Dobermans are at the
dogs
bottom.
are eating you the whole time.
Or maybe the dogs are pulling the rope down to try to eat you.
Yeah, maybe.
This seems like a terrible TV show.
Well, yeah. And they're like, welcome back to Climbing for Dollars. And then it just has this guy fall and like, Climbing for Dollars, we'll be right back.
This was a 4-second show.
Shot, yeah,
Yeah.
this show is, this is a commercial.
Well, we thought he was going to do a little better, at least get to 30 seconds before he
Eaten-
fucking fell.
Eaten by wolves? Okay.
Eaten by wolves would have been much better in that shot than Dobermans.
Or if the name of the show was Eaten by Wolves.
Climbing for dollars.
Climbing for dollars sucks.
And then they could have like a whole profile on each one of the wolves on their website. Like,
I don't think it should have been dogs. I think it should have been like kid with like a bat. And he's got nails in it, but he doesn't know that. So like before they put the blindfold on him, he can see a normal bat and a piñata.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
But then they put the blindfold on him, and it's a guy climbing for dollars. There's a bunch of nails in the bat. They're telling him where to go. It's
go to
like,
the left, Timmy.
Yep.
Swing away.
They're like, it's stuck in there. Like, yeah, you got to pull it out. Swing it again. There's candy in there. You just got to keep swinging it.
It's maple syrup inside.
Why is it screaming, stop hitting me with a bat that has nails in it? Oh, it's a crazy piñata, Timmy. Just keep going.
It's the Tickle Me Elmo pinata.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrible. So it's
I think I would do well at ICS as a
yeah,
in the development office. Yeah.
For a new show.
programming. It's Running Man time. The everything is set. The stage is set. The ladies are out dancing. There's a live audience.
What a show.
Yeah, it's a production.
Yeah, the ladies are. And everybody's watching. It's on every fucking channel, no matter where you go in
It's
town.
the number one
It's
show in the world.
The only channel.
Wow, that's true.
Yeah, well, then I guess you would be the number one for that time slot. It's like
So
that's like
every
saying-
show is the number one.
it's
Yeah.
like saying I'm the best office manager ever. I'm the only office manager
Yep.
there. Like, yeah.
It's coincidental pretty hard that Amber also works at the network. Like, she's there getting candy from the fucking vending machines, talking about Friends the night before, and guess who walks by? Ben Richards, and he's like, "Oh my god, it's that lady! What the fuck, man?"
And I love the friend's thought process on this. You're lucky he didn't kill you, or kill you and rape you, or rape you and kill you. Like, what?
Mhm.
And she's like smoking, like she's just having some kind of weird fantasy in her head. Like,
With that
In
man.
what would
2017,
stop him?
you can still smoke inside, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, bastards who ruined that one for us.
Didn't get that part right.
I would totally smoke in my office if it was still legal. I wouldn't even go outside for a smoke break. I'd just be like, take that,
People
non-smokers.
were like coming, like,
Be like, oh, did you want something?
like, have you gotten anything done today? No, I've just been smoking these cigarettes.
I've got a new
constantly.
coffee pot and a brand new bigger ashtray. I don't
I've-
need to
yeah.
go anywhere.
I've drank 3 pots of coffee. I've smoked 15 cigarettes and taken 2 shits.
Check.
That's all I've done today.
Jackie's the female Don Draper, but without any good ideas.
Yeah.
So,
Wake up in a bench haze.
is it Thursday?
What do you mean? If I'm smoking these cigarettes, I mean, my mouth gets dry. I need scotch.
That's how I save myself from gaining weight.
So Killian intros Richards and brings him out, and he shows the lies about the Butcher Bakersfield footage, and he's gonna launch him because that's how you start the Running Man. Is you launch a luge tube.
Well, first they tear off his sweet-looking prison suit
Yeah.
to reveal bright yellow Adidas outfit.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like to start it off, you get launched down a tube.
Yeah.
Seems really unfair. Like, you'd be completely disoriented, and if you weren't in pretty good health, I'm pretty sure you'd pass the fuck out.
Yeah, right.
And then what happens? Like, you're down there, you're passed out, and the guys that are supposed to be getting you out of the contraption, they're like, dude, he's fucking passed out. What do you want me to do with him?
We don't have a contestant now. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
I can't remember who does the commentary on the disc, but the only thing I remember about it is that this sequence did not work well. Like, that thing didn't slide right.
Mhm.
It wouldn't move, but they did such a good job shooting it. It was a disaster. It took way too long to do.
Mhm.
And he's like, the irony is this was just a nightmare to fucking shoot. And then the final product, they recycle the entire sequence like 4 times
Right.
by the end of
Right.
the movie.
Yeah.
You have to watch the entire little sled business from start to finish like 4 times during this movie.
And
Wouldn't it be 5 because they had
I think it was-
Schwaz and the 2 guys, then Conchita, and then Amber.
Yeah, well, so-
her real name is Conchita, right?
Maria Conchita
yeah.
Alonso.
Maria Conchita Alonso. I just like to say Conchita. I think it sounds really awesome.
Okay. Proceed. Keep going.
Okay, and then game show guy goes down. So
Yeah,
that's 5 of them, right?
Yeah.
But you really only, so it might actually only be 3 whole times because you get to see Schwaz, Yaphet, and what's-his-face are sort of happening at the same time.
Yeah. Anyways, it's not that important. They could just cut the whole thing. You get pushed down the tube and you get shot at the end. That's your film footage. You don't need to see them going through this tube.
But it looked cool.
Okay. Anyways, so they also launched his friends. He's been betrayed. The resistance guys are there, and Amber's like, "Huh, what's going on with this lying stuff? I think I'm gonna break into the video archive and see if I can find some stuff in here." And sure enough, she does.
Because the video archive is 1 drawer?
Right.
And it's in an unlocked area. Like, the raw footage just sitting around, just waiting for somebody to come along and be like, you know what? I'm going to blow this thing wide open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like it's in the break room.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, like you're getting a cup of coffee and then you go steal some confidential files.
And there's a drawer that says, do not open and grab anything out of here unless you want to take the motherfucker down.
Yeah.
Also, there's a blinking arrow that points to it. And when you open it up, there's like confetti that comes out. And you're like, wow, this is fun. I'm going to take the motherfucker down.
Yeah, and there's, like, as you're pulling it out, you're like, oh, this is the footage. Then, like, Steve from accounting is like, oh, what do you got there? Oh, yeah? You're going to blow the top off something? Oh, I wish I had the time for that. I'm still using the same keyboard from 3 years ago.
Yeah, I'm at it.
I can't even be a 10 key pump because my 9 key's gone.
Gary keeps stealing my stapler.
They won't give me a new keyboard. Yep, I'm really busy, so I got to go, though. Bye. Good luck with that. I wish I had your job.
So they're down there. They're now in the Running Man sequence, and a middle-aged woman chooses Sub-Zero to be the first stalker, and Sub-Zero is also isn't that Odd Job as well, or Random Task?
Is the professor? This is Professor Tanaka,
Right? Yeah.
because they call him the professor in the movie, so that's why I know I don't have to look that up on my phone right now.
Yeah.
So Professor Tanaka is Odd Job, not Random Task.
Okay.
Yes.
The James Bond guy,
Yeah.
not the Austin Powers guy. So he's like a hockey guy, which is a strange connection for a Japanese man.
Professional wrestler, yeah.
He's got like a death blade, like Casey Jones. Death stick. He's got like goalie traps and exploding hockey pucks. Death guy.
And versus other people that are actually chasing them, it's like you get sort of tossed into his world.
Yeah, right. It's cold. It's frozen in there, so he can skate around.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like, yeah, let's get Sub-Zero and then put him on a tropical island.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
then what is he supposed to do? Like, fuck, we didn't think about this. All right, lady, could you pick somebody else? Because the first thing we have set up is tropical island, and Sub-Zero's thing isn't until like the 4th one.
He's got a lay on, and like he's burying oh, I'm sorry, gentlemen, you've just caught me burying a pig for a luau later. Come on in.
What? You bury pigs?
Yeah, to cook them at luau's.
Yep. Underground roast pig is delicious.
Ground oven.
Oh.
Yeah, you put the fire on top of it.
Well, then isn't it dirty when you pull it out?
It's covered in tinfoil.
Oh my god. Yep. That's what adds that flavor, Jackie. Baked on dirt.
Yeah,
It's gross.
You do it underneath where you park your car, so you get some motor oil in there. Otherwise, you're doing it like a pussy.
It seems really fucking dangerous.
Driveway pig. Go my little ass.
I think the person you're impersonating does not actually have luau, Sam.
No. Yeah, no, it is. I do it. That's a driveway pig, and you just put an umbrella in your Budweiser, and it's a fucking luau, right? Don't tell me my business.
Take your shirt off.
Fucking Democrat cocksucker giving away shit to everybody.
But either way, Sub-Zero's not much of a challenge for Ben Richards because he just takes some barbed wire and wraps it around his neck and kills him.
Yeah.
Doesn't tear his head off.
And did you notice the fuck up on this one? So Sub-Zero's watching himself die because he got his neck cut real bad, right?
Right.
The blood's squirting out of his hands onto his neck.
Yes.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, keep your fingers close to your neck.
Right.
Or when you're doing the movie, like, you wrote it down to this was the plan? We trusted you. We got to the day we're shooting, and you got blood coming out of his hands and not his shirt. You're a fucking asshole.
He's got blood fingers.
He's like, I am dying. Well, if you're going to bleed out from your hands, you better fucking get a lunch. In which case, you might not die if you eat a cookie or something.
Well, now he's just plain Zero.
Go with that, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
one of my questions for the end.
It's one of the worst. And
Which
immediately
is
afterward,
your best one?
Immediately after, he's like, "What happened to Sub-Zero? Oh, he was a real pain in the neck."
Yeah.
See, I think it would have been better if he wouldn't have been Sub-Zero. He would have been, his name was Frozen Yogurt.
Okay.
Now he's just plain yogurt. No one likes that.
It's about as good as plain Zero.
You can make ranch dressing out of it.
The next stalkers that are up are Buzzsaw and Dynamo.
Oh, Dynamo.
Previous year's champion, Dynamo.
No, he's Buzzsaw is the previous
No, I
year's
thought it was
champion.
Dynamo.
No, it's Buzzsaw.
Huh.
Because they introduce him first, and the Dynamo comes out. He's like, "It's Dynamo, it's Dynamo. Clap if you love Dynamo."
I think the guy's name's David Lilith, and he's actually an opera singer.
Oh, okay.
He's
And
got
they
a good
needed
voice.
that
Right.
for this.
Right. A light, bright opera singer, electro man.
Well, that way he can change it up for each time he goes out there. I mean, you don't want to have the same blinkies all the time.
With a neon Spartan helmet.
Yeah.
Yep. Looking good.
Okay.
And wearing black because it's very slimming.
Well, of all of the things that Dynamo has that don't make any sense, that he drives around in a car that his head comes out of is really
He's like on
the
he's got
biggest head scratcher to me.
He's got it like a doom buggy
Yeah, but it's not
with
big
a
enough.
roll bar that doesn't
It's
save
like-
him from the roll.
No, he's like Shaq driving a Corvette.
Uh-huh.
His head is all the way out of the car.
Look at me.
Boy, I hope no one throws anything at me in this death game.
Hope there's no bugs on the
Yeah.
flyway.
Like, he's like, "Hey guys, do you like my car?" Yeah, you realize you're playing death game, right?
Right.
I'm gonna throw shit at your head, you stupid fuck.
He's just got a helmet that matches the paint of his car.
It doesn't even work that good. He's like, "Hey guys, do you like my thump?" Ow! Somebody just hit me with a potato.
Well, they tell lies about Amber as well, that him and Richards were, or she and Richards were lovers, and she's like, "No, that's not true at all. You guys are stupid." And he's like, and Ben Richards is like, "Wait,
She's had up to 3 sexual partners a year.
yeah, what?
Yeah,
What a terrible person.
yeah, that's well, I mean,
It's not even like high numbers.
no.
Pretty low.
But if you don't have sex with anybody, that's where I guess the network wants you to be.
I don't understand. So they launch her in the tube. And Richards and the pals, they find her right next to like the network they want to jam. They're gonna go jam the network.
There's a shot of her running,
Uh-huh.
and you're like, oh no, she's getting run down. Then it's like, okay, fuck off for a while. And then they're like, oh, now we're back with Richards and his crew, and they're like, oh, we can find the satellite uplink. It'll be in the center of the game. And he's like, that makes no sense. And they're like, it doesn't, but let's do it anyway. And then she trips and falls down, and they're like, hi, I'm here now. And they're like, okay, she's back in the movie.
No problem.
No problem. Ladies and gentlemen, Maria Conchita Alonso.
Yeah, right. And Buzzsaw and Dynamo find them, and they separate them. Buzzsaw takes Yapicado
Yeah.
and Schwaz at first, and he's riding around on a motorcycle with a chainsaw.
This was shot to shot not even good. Like, they see Buzzsaw on the motorcycle, and Yapicado like shoves Schwaz out of the way, but he's still like 50 fucking feet away.
Yeah.
And then Kato just stands there, and then gets hit by the chainsaw and goes down. You're like,
Good-
what?
Good job, man.
Thanks for saving me. What are you doing? Just say, hey, he's right there, and then we both run.
His dodge chance is at 0%.
Well, it is always when you don't dodge. What's Yapicado dodge modifier is -6.
Yeah, so eventually the chainsaw gets not used, and he lassos Richards and drags him around the room a little bit.
Sure.
But then Richards is like, haha, I'm going to use your own weapons against you. Ties the rope thingy dingy to a piece of rebar, which causes the guy to go flying through the air.
This looks like they actually did it. They
Yeah,
had
it
a
does.
stunt man. They tethered him, and they're like, hit 20 and see what happens.
Yeah.
Which that guy probably was severely knocked unconscious.
Yeah, probably.
In the
Like
shot,
he didn't break his damn neck.
it shows, and it's either Hawk or Animal Warrior, Road Warrior from WCW. It's one of those guys. He like goes over the handlebars, and whoever goes over these real handlebars hits hard. Then it shows him sort of lightly tumble, like, oh, I fell off my bike. It's like, no, you hit the ground going 30 and you stopped immediately. You were hurt.
Yeah, Justin knows what that feels like.
Shut up, Jackie.
And he was holding 2 chainsaws when he did it. This guy
Yeah.
did not survive.
Well, he doesn't survive very much further either way, because Richards is like, here, let me see your chainsaw for a second. He's like, okay, here you go. Yeah, pretty good. It says still on the side of it. Oh, your balls.
Yeah.
They struggle.
All right. Well, that's
And
my version.
there is let's give this guy a line close up with the chainsaw not running in the shot.
Yeah, nice work.
My favorite is at the end when he's chainsawing him.
Right up the
He's
through
like,
the balls in the butthole. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah.
Take that, Dynamo.
Well,
Exactly. That's
which is-
exactly what I thought. Like, he's trying to one up Dynamo
By getting his balls.
by
Sawed
singing the
in
high
half?
note.
Yeah. Well, here's my beef with that is he dies at that point, but then we come back to Buzzsaw, his WWF belt
Yeah.
says Buzzsaw that goes around his tummy has been also cut in half. So he cut him all the way up to his tummy, at least.
Well, if you cut just his balls off, he might live.
He should have started with the high-pitched singing and then gone,
Why? That's nowhere close to his lungs.
because he got cut through all the way up to the tummy. He was dying. You don't you start with the
Well,
balls.
you don't. Your voice doesn't go high when you get.
Your balls cut off?
Yeah.
So his voice went high because he was dead?
No, they cut people's balls off when they're children so they don't get low voices.
Yeah.
The old choir practice that is thankfully probably not practiced anywhere, making people eunuchs.
Yeah.
So what was the whole joke then?
It's a bad joke.
Okay.
It's
I
like
don't have balls anymore.
it was an 80s thing where if you kick somebody in the balls, they'd be like,
But his balls had been long gone. Because the chainsaw's in his tummy at that point.
Yeah.
yeah. And I just want to say that this chainsaw that was supposed to be able to cut through steel couldn't cut through a pipe. Like he hits the pipe and stuff right in front of Richard's face, and it doesn't go through it.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, balls are softer than pipes. I'm going to go ahead and say that right now. I have pipes and I have balls, and I know which one's softer.
Well, I don't know. It's, the pipe, if you've been looking at Maria Conchita's, long and hard enough.
Yeah.
The pipe that's right there.
Yeah, which the one where she hides the footage?
Oh my God.
She's like,
yeah, why did they cut that scene out when she went to go retrieve the footage?
yeah.
That's
She's
when
like,
her voice goes high.
You've already been inside of me, Ben Richards. She's like, what? What are you talking about?
What are you talking
She's like,
about?
well, all later. Don't worry, later. Meanwhile, I can run pretty fast for having a Betamax in my vagina.
So over on the other side, speaking of them, they're hacking the government systems. She's getting the code, but Dynamo comes in and electrocutes Wise is his name, and then pins her down and starts electrocuting her yellow.
Like, it's supposed to be stun, I think.
So it's stun color. When you go to yellow, that's stun mode.
Or pre-rape.
Yeah, he's trying to rape her at this point. He's
so
got her.
it's like tickly fingers, no,
like, he's trying to
get you in the mood with my yellow laser.
He's trying to incapacitate her without knocking her out.
But why is it yellow, Jackie?
Because it's stun gun. It's set to stun.
It's the rape.
It's the rape laser.
Rape electrocutor.
You know, I know
it's rape lightning.
Oh my God.
I know very little about electricity.
Sure.
But I don't think it ever changes colors.
Yeah, I don't know.
No matter what setting it's on. I think it just goes zzz.
I don't know. If you've ever been hit by rape lightning, email us at talkingstinkermadness.
God.
Was it yellow?
Or was it just the plain old regular electricity color?
Yeah, right. You guys are awful. Bad people. So he's dead, I guess. Weiss is dead. And Richard's come in and he's like, yeah, well, I'm here now, Buster. And Dynamo's like, okay, well, I'm going to get my stupid car and chase you around. And Richards climbs up a rock wall and Dynamo tries to drive up it, clearly not capable of driving up it, and then just flips over to his head is gone.
Yeah.
His head has come off the way this car works and the way this car tumbles down this mountain cliff. He does not have a head anymore.
No.
Well, you know what it reminds me of is when you get a little too sauced at the golf course. You're renting one of their golf carts and you're like, I can make it up that hill.
Yeah.
And then your mom looks at you and goes, you almost fucking killed us, you maniac.
And you turn the golf cart over. That's not a good one.
And they're like, what happened to this thing? You'd be like, you know what? Your golf course is way too steep.
It's lumpy.
Yeah. The person behind you, like, they're coming up the hill. They just start seeing the signs of disasters. First thing about 3 loose beers, then a 9-iron.
Then your shirt.
Yeah, the rest of the clubs are like, oh, they took the cart over. Oh, no.
But Richard's like, he doesn't kill him. He doesn't kill Dynamo. He's like, I'm not a piece of shit like you.
Yeah.
And so he, I think stabs a pipe into his car.
Into his car. He's like, your car is stupid.
So that he
It
can't
almost
get out.
killed you. And stabs it. Then they leave.
And they're like, bye. The crowd's like, boo.
Like, oh my God.
Well, they're all like, fucking kill
And
him.
then there's one guy in the car's like, Dynamo's car is stupid.
Yeah, notice nobody picked Dynamo. He was like the second pick from that weird accountant guy that was picking the people.
Right.
It's like, well, I really wanted to pick Buzzsaw, but then there's Dynamo. And so they were like, fuck it, we'll throw them both in because nobody ever picks Dynamo. We got to take advantage of this now. Because notice nobody in the crowd had a sign for Dynamo.
No, nobody had Dynamo.
Why would you? He's an idiot. He sucks. He's rapey. And he has a car that doesn't make any sense.
So I wonder if you pick Dynamo, though, do you get a free light bright set?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would pick him if they gave me like a mega ultra light bright set. I really want one of those. I want a light bright so bad.
Okay.
Night Bright?
Light bright.
Light bright.
Is it Light Bright or Night Bright?
It's light bright.
Okay.
And I wanted one when I was a kid. I didn't get one. I wanted one this last Christmas. Santa Claus didn't bring it to me.
So you could peg up the color of magic lights?
Yeah, so I can make like little signs and stuff for Justin when he's getting his cup of coffee in the morning.
It would just be
Fuck you.
It would just be a wiener nonstop. So pegged wieners.
I would add like pubic hair to it sometimes.
Yep.
Be like, it's time to shave your bush.
So weird. Okay. So Killian calls Ben and he's like, hey man, I want to offer you an opportunity to be a stalker. You can join us. And Ben's like, no, not a chance. I will politely decline.
by ripping up the camera, going,
Shove that contract down your throat, but
And then-
leave room for my fist so I can come out there and pull your intestines out of your...
yeah.
Yeah.
That's not it.
It's something like that. And then he smashes the camera, and I guess, so I guess that's a no.
I really wish I could remember what he says right there, because
He says,
it was awesome.
It's my favorite Schwoz line of all time. It's, I hope you leave room because I'm going to shove my fist down your throat so I can rip out your goddamn spine.
I thought he said he was going to punch his stomach so hard that he breaks his spine.
No, he's going to rip out your goddamn spine.
Yeah, rip out your goddamn spine.
Okay.
I liked that line a lot.
Yeah, it's my favorite. Like, oh, man, I'm hungry. I didn't eat enough. Well, here you go.
I'm good. Huh.
And I'm going to
Very-
wear a sharp ring when I do it, so maybe I'll cut your intestines and you'll poop inside your own body.
I'm going to punch you in the balls so hard that it's going to hurt Ripsaw's balls, even though I cut those balls apart with a chainsaw. And they're already just disintegrated, and they'll still hurt from how hard I punch your balls, you stupid face.
I'm going to punch your balls back up into your body.
Oh!
Good luck retracting those little nuggets.
Good luck. You're going to have to push, but if you push too hard, you'll poop, and your balls will stay in there.
Then you'll poop your balls out.
Poop your balls out. That's okay. That's good. I'm going to tell that to somebody that I don't know at some point. Like, all right, I hope you poop your balls out.
Next up is Fireball. Yep, old Fireball.
Fireball.
He's got a rocket pack.
This is such a bad idea.
It's the dumbest costume.
Just like
Jim Brown looks so
he's
silly.
uncomfortable.
Uh-huh.
And
That costume's got to be scratchy as fuck, because that
Oh,
material
yeah.
is not comfortable.
Right.
you had to wonder if he was like, why the fuck do I have Bride of Frankenstein's hair?
Right. Because it's the future, I guess.
Yeah. Because he's got fire. She doesn't have fire or a rocket pack.
Nope.
There is zero
In
connection
fact,
there.
I'm pretty sure she thinks fire is bad.
Yeah. Huh.
I kind of want him to have like a fire wig that they put on him.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, something as dumb as
Like the heat
dynamos.
miser.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's basically just a ticking time bomb. He's a flamethrower with a jetpack. I am the most dangerous combination of things ever. Watch out for me. I will blow up, and if you're in the radius, you'll die too.
Hope I can actually get to you before I explode.
Yeah, or fall to my death.
So Ben tries to burn him with gas on the ground, but I guess this suit's flame retardant or something. And he just walks through it.
His flamethrower is so badass that he pushed the explosion back. Because it shows like the center of the fire, like the red flame shooting through it.
Right.
Like he fights fire with fire, I guess.
Maybe, I don't know.
I'm saying that there were some safety precautions that they did put on this suit before he went out there. It is 2017.
Yeah,
They do have flame retardant stuff.
yeah.
I'm going with that.
Okay.
And he's got safety glasses. That's the main thing that's the best part about it. He's wearing the two most dangerous devices known to man. It's okay. I've got safety glasses. If I do some carpentry later, I won't get sawdust in my eye.
Which is never going to happen. I'm going to explode.
I'm going to explode or fall to my death. And then explode.
Amber runs away, and she finds last year's winners. They're dead. They're quite dead. I guess they got burninated too.
Oh, yeah, this is just here for convenience.
Right.
Because they're not burnt. They're like...
They're rotting corpses.
They look like rotting
okay.
corpses.
I
And
guess if you're just out in the open for a year, yeah.
they have dog tags, even though none of the other contestants
right,
do.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
And
was,
then-
nobody's ever won Running Man ever.
No one's ever won. And he comes in and he's like, they're the losers. Then there's some other bullshit. Schwoz comes from the sky,
Yeah.
pulls his fuel line out,
Mm-hmm.
blows him up with a road flare.
Right.
Everybody sees that. Nobody saw the part before that.
Right.
I'm kind of wondering if they didn't just see him, like they ran into this room and there's no video feed in there, right? Because that's where they keep all the dead winners.
Mm.
And then it blows up and his body gets blown out the door and they're like, oh my God, there he is.
What
He's
the
dead.
fuck happened in that room?
Yeah, what was in there?
Why didn't
Grim
he
death.
just like start burning up the whole room, or like burning the hallways that they're running down, or like run faster than Pepe Le Pew?
Well,
Because that's
Pepe
who
Le
he
Pew
is.
doesn't run.
He's not for the Bride of Frankenstein. He's Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah.
He just trots after them.
sure. It's because he's having a hard time walking.
Right. Because if he goes down, he'll explode.
Though there's nothing, and then also the other problem you run into with a rocket pack and a flamethrower is you're using the same fuel source,
Uh-huh.
so you only got so much, and it's not a lot.
So he's dead. So they're out of stalkers. Richard's gone through all of them, so they
Yeah.
got to call in Captain Freedom and get him to come out of retirement, Jesse Ventura.
And he is the commentator, but he also has his own workout channel.
Yeah. He is like, this is dumb. No, this is not the spirit of the games anymore. You've lost your
Yeah.
way. You've lost your way, Killian. I'm not going to do that.
He's
Well,
also wearing a toaster when he does
Yes.
this.
Exactly. He looks like they took some old appliances and just kind of strapped him on and then like glued on or like magnetized some knives to the front of it. But when he's ready for a Pop-Tart, he just pulls it out of his arm, sticks it in the front, hits the red button.
Watches out for the knives.
Yeah. And then if he gets really pissed, he's like, and
He
the
can, like-
Pop-Tart comes out and hits somebody in the face.
Yeah, you use those Pop-Tarts as weapons.
Hot toast.
Mm-hmm.
If you catch it, it's going to burn your hand.
Take that.
If you like aim your chest down, you could like shoot Pop-Tarts at balls.
If someone still has balls.
Right. If there's any balls.
If they haven't been punched up into the abdomen already.
and then pooped.
Maybe.
Pooped
Oh, boy. It should be noted that Jesse Ventura is also acting. So him and Richard Dawson are the only ones in this
Right.
movie.
Have you seen Abraxas?
He does not do good in that one. I don't know. He's a real Jekyll and Hyde Ventura.
Yeah. So they, in order to close the showdown, they got to fake Ben Richards' death. So they like superimpose his face on a computer program, a computer model with a stuntman fighting Jesse Ventura, and they see Ben Richards. The audience sees Ben Richards get killed.
Yep.
It's not really Ben Richards. And they're actually down inside the Resistance now because the Resistance camp is
In the game?
underneath the headquarters of the evil corporation.
I guess.
Okay. Mick Fleetwood's back.
Yep. He's not doing any acting.
Yep. They're like, all right, well, cool. Let's like suit up and lock and load and like take the motherfucker down. I've got this footage of Ben Richards that I have edited with other footage of Damien Killen, and I see, because I had time to do that when it was in my vagina.
How do you know that she doesn't have a whole army of crabs down there
with Adobe Premiere
with an editing machine?
Mm-hmm.
She just had a whole box of tapes.
She's got a box of tape.
Tapes. Oh. Yeah, wait a second. There it is. I just got a full heart on because of Maria Gucci Alonso. Because that's the weird shit I have to watch on the internet to get off.
She calls it the catalog.
Have you seen my library? Oh.
Ew.
Do you have any reruns of Cops in there?
So they hijack the signal and expose ICS, all their lies, and that Ben Richards didn't actually kill anybody, and he's a pretty cool guy. And
Except for all these other people just
except
now.
for all but those guys were bad. They were all bad.
They were all bad.
And they storm into the studio, and the guards start shooting up all the audience members because they're bad shots, I guess.
They're just whoever.
Yeah.
Shoot whoever. That's what it says on the inside. I wrote that on the inside of my collar and on the inside of my helmet visor. If I get confused, shoot whoever.
Right. And Dynamo's out in the hallway because he's still okay, and he tries to rape Amber, but then she gets him like shocked because he's in water and he's
The fire alarm just goes off and he dies.
Yeah.
She shoots the fire alarm.
Oh, is that what happens?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's dead now. And Ben and Killian have this long, oh, you're the bad guy. No, I'm not. I just did it for the ratings. That's totally cool, right? No, it's not cool. Here, sit in your own death machine, and I'll launch you through it.
He does. But instead of going to the place where it always goes every time, instead, we have to watch the full sequence of this again.
Uh-huh.
Followed by it shooting his carriage into a sign of himself that explodes.
Well, here's the deal. So they didn't have somebody down there to set up a safety net that usually stops them when they
Why
come
not
out.
just
Oh.
have the safety net?
Because it's only good for one use.
Oh.
That's what's in front of the exploding sign of Killian.
Right.
Right.
'Cause-
So, and you see all of them run past it when they get into the game zone.
Yeah.
And there's just nothing there to stop him. So he,
Goes into an exploding sign.
Yeah.
it makes it explode. It was an explosive campaign.
You know, Schwaz did name his bus when he was running for governor of California the Running Man.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Little fun fact.
Yeah, a little fun in.
Uh-huh.
That's awesome. I totally would have voted for him.
He was a terrible governor. So he's like, cool, I killed the bad guy, and I guess, like, now society's saved, too?
And you know what that means?
I better kiss this lady.
No more lonely nights.
No more lonely nights.
How do you decide that at the end of this movie that's supposed to be a little heavy-handed social commentary that the last song, the closer, is a ballad called No More Lonely Nights?
Without you, girl, 'cause I was in the running
Like,
man.
You could have done better with a Frank Stallone
You
song.
could have done better with the Frank Stallone song. Yeah. Or Stan Bush.
Stan Bush would have done a better
Yeah.
song than this.
Oy, oy, oy. Be ironic if it was Stan Bush that did
It might have been Stan Bush.
That's the film. The end. They kiss and
They
are
love
happy.
each other.
Yeah. Okay. Jackie, looks like you're chomping at the bit. Why don't you ask your first question?
So now is Arnold the #1 game show host?
What would make you say that? Like, he
Because the
takes
public
over?
loves him. So are they going to give him his own show?
Well, I don't think, according to what the film is trying to tell us, but probably not. Like, people have got the taste of murder in their blood now. They like it, so they want another Running Man. You got to fill that time slot with more death games.
See, that's the thing I'm asking is that instead of freeing people, is this basically just toppled society?
Yeah,
Like now it's just there are no more lonely nights because everyone is dead.
yeah. They're the bloodthirsty bastards are running through the streets. It's like the purge on a regular day.
Yeah.
Every day is the purge because now you can't watch Death Game. Bad choices made. I don't know.
Mhm.
Or maybe the people are like, you know what, watching Death Game isn't so cool. We probably shouldn't do that anymore. Let's do something productive like planting trees.
Mm.
You fucking bunch of hippies.
Do you think that like the first time they have sex, right when they start, he's like, "You had a tape of me and Dale."
Gets awkward.
Did it feel nice?
Yeah. I guess you could say welcome back.
Did you find the tape to be of adequate size?
Did it meet all of your expectations?
So how long is the Running Man supposed to take place? Like the show? Because
See, because they
what
edit.
happens if everything goes to plan? You get some squirrely nerdy guy and the
So
first
he dies-
stalker kills him.
Yeah, they fill and they don't show that footage till later. And we saw what happens if it runs long. They just cover with special effects, fake
That
to
seemed
death.
like a first time that they'd ever done that.
Well, it probably doesn't run long. Usually they're having to fill, so this is
Right.
a first time scenario.
So what do they fill it with?
Bullshit.
Dancing,
Dancing.
Or they just send
giving
somebody
away
else
prizes.
send somebody else down the tube right after.
All right, let's see if this guy can get past
Yeah.
Sub-Zero.
They've
Nope,
got to
he's
have.
dead.
It's like whatever Who Wants to Marry or Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. The show's this long, we do as much of it, we'll stop in weird spots.
Oh, that guy's dead too.
This guy just got shot out of the cannon, but that's all the time we have this
That guy's
night.
dead.
Wait. Or it's the only channel, so I guess they just go until it's over.
And like, is he the first guy to kill any of the stalkers?
I'm
Yes.
guessing.
Then how do you win?
I think you just have to get past their section.
Yeah, you have to run through. If you escape the gauntlet,
Where's
well, you
the
don't.
end?
The locker room that they kill you in,
Yeah.
according to the movie, right?
They film you with two hot babes with Hawaii behind you, and then they give you a
Wait.
glass of laced champagne.
Why are
and
you
die.
guys, why are you guys filming me with two hot babes in front of a green screen right now? What shouldn't I be doing the contestant? Oh, don't worry about this. This is what you're going to get later. Well, then why don't you film it when I get it later? Oh, don't worry about that part either.
Yeah.
Okay. Next.
What's your favorite one-liner?
Well, I think it's clear. I already
Yeah,
disclosed
he
declares
declared
that
his-
it's my favorite Schwarz one-liner of all time.
Well, I'm talking about after he kills somebody.
They're all so bad. The one-liners in this movie, other than "I'm gonna rip out your goddamn spine,"
Yeah.
they stink. Like, "Let me give you a lift," and he chucks him over a building.
What does he
and, like,
say to the buzzsaw guy?
That one was my favorite.
Okay,
He's
what
like,
is it?
what happened to Buzzsaw? He had to split.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Awful.
That
No,
stinks. These are bad one-liners, and it's
Yeah.
chock full of them.
I think Plain Zero's my favorite because I'd hate it less than the other ones.
Right. Yeah, I'll go with that one too.
Yeah, this shit has a 63 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that as well.
Okay.
We're gonna play a little game here, though, guys, of the great superpower debate. I want each of you, including myself, to come up with, if you were a stalker, what would your name be and what would your powers be? Starting with Jackie.
The ball shredder.
The ball shredder. Bring out ball shredder. Okay.
Okay, because I would have extending punching arms
Mhm.
with knives at the ends
Okay.
for knuckles.
All right.
So that way I would just go around punching contestants in the balls.
So you're like
Two-arm
Inspector
Freddy
Gadget,
Krueger and Freddy, yeah.
Yeah.
Inspector
Ins-
Gadget Freddy Krueger.
Inspector Wolverine.
Oh.
And then they can move around and stuff. Like, they don't have to just go in a straight line. Like, they're bendy.
That's Stiltman from Marvel Comics.
Or Mr. Fantastic Wolverine.
Yeah, Mr. Fantastic Wolverine. That's
Yeah,
what I would be.
Okay, all right.
But I'd be called the ball shredder.
Right, but it wouldn't be like your rubber man. You would have your suit would obviously
See,
have to be.
I don't think it should be like Wolverine ends. I think you should have like an egg, like a blender on the end of them.
You like twist
Like
them
egg
up.
beater.
Uh-huh.
No.
Huevos rancheros. Caliente.
No, I have knives.
Certainly not.
Yeah, knives are so much cooler. Shut up.
It's not bad. I mean, like it could be effective, but I think you'd still be pretty easily defeated by Ben Richards. So I'm gonna give it a 2.5.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Mm.
That was
It's
better
still-
than that.
You have extendo arms, Jackie. That is always gonna be stupid.
Well, I could save myself if he starts running at me. I'd grab onto the thing up top and pull myself up.
Huh?
Yeah. It's like a grappling hook
Yeah.
built in.
You can't do that because your hands are made of knives.
I said my knuckles are made of knives.
Yeah, okay, so how are you gonna grab onto shit? With knife hands.
Yeah, you just stick him in the wall.
Yeah, you just stick them up
And
there.
like you extendo arms, then you retracto arms, then your hands stuck in the wall.
No.
Yeah, and then you're like, ah, fuck, I'm gonna die.
All
Okay,
right.
maybe this
2.5
is not.
stars. Sam,
Two and
what do you give her?
I think 3 solid.
Okay, all
solid
right.
3.
2.75.
Yeah.
Nice,
Yeah.
Nice start. That's a good benchmark. Sam, what's yours?
I am Lane Master.
Lane Master.
Yeah, and I'm like Sub-Zero. It's one of those that you end up in my world,
Uh-huh.
and it's just a bowling ball with Lane, and I get inside a giant bowling ball and roll at you, and it makes me really sick. So after I run over the person and kill him, I crawl out of the ball and barf on their dead body. Like, oh, God damn, it's dizzy in there. Oh,
What color is your ball?
just a normal black ball.
Oh, okay.
Because that matters, Jackie.
Well, yeah. I mean, how are they gonna see him? That's stupid.
Yeah.
He can't even be seen.
Plus, I don't want to get people draw attention to the ball itself. Like,
Yeah, how are you supposed to have a sweet outfit and shit?
yeah, you want to have the sweet outfit. You just normal black ball.
Yeah, you don't want to have a sweet outfit because it's just going to get covered in puke.
No, you barf on the dead people.
Yeah, you don't barf on your own suit.
You don't barf on yourself. You hold it.
You hold the barf.
Well, the
Hold
thing
on,
is
barf.
it's
Hold on.
it's
Almost there.
yeah. but you're usually not going to barf until you stop moving. So it's like you roll them over.
I take it you've never been on the Gravitron before.
I have.
Everybody barfs all over it.
This is how I modeled this, actually, based upon how I feel. My experiences on the Gravitron.
I'm going to award you 8 stars for creativity. In practical reality, though, that is a 1-star superpower.
I'm giving it at least a 2.
Okay.
All right, one and a
half. Mine's gonna be Whirly Bird, and he's got like wings, like dumb looking wings, like Condor Man style wings, but on the end of them he's got like blow dryers.
What?
What?
So he like spins around and then like can like the contestants really give him some air.
So your tagline is, "Are you ready to get blown?"
Right. I'm gonna blow you away.
Oh.
And then like you have like really fast hair, like it's super fast.
Yeah.
You know, because
So what is your character name?
Whirlybird.
Oh, we're not blowjob.
That's why his tagline has to say, "Are you ready to get blown? Welcome, Whirlybird."
I'm the man for the job. Blowjob.
All right, guys, what's my score?
I'm going to give you a solid 0.5.
Give you a 1.
0.75. Woo woo.
You're gonna die instantly.
Okay, final recommendations on The Running Man. Sam, it's your pick or your movie.
No, it's my movie.
Well,
It's
it's
on
your
hold.
pick. I
Your
own
pick.
the movie.
Yeah, it's his disc.
Well, it's hard for me to say not watch it because I own the disc and I've watched it probably 15 times.
Yeah,
It's one of those, though, now that I've seen it. I may have
and
sort
most
of
people have seen this a gazillion
times,
yeah.
but it's it's good for a laugh.
Yeah.
You kind of got to put 5 years in between viewings.
Yeah, I
but
would
it's
say.
a do.
Yeah, Jackie.
Do.
Okay,
Yes.
that's it?
Yes.
That's it. Just gonna say a do. Nothing.
Well, Jesse Ventura looks really good with that wig.
I love his fucking exercise routine video.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And, it's just so damn ridiculous and funny. You just can't not watch it. I love this movie.
I'm with Sam. I think that it's certainly not Commando.
No.
But it's still a lot of fun, and it's really stupid. And but if you've seen it, give it. It's not like you're gonna catch something after listening to this podcast that we talked about. Like, whoa, I never even thought of it that way. You know, Running Man. You don't need to really revisit it if you're pretty fresh.
Well, unless you're looking for wiener action.
You're not
You're
gonna
not
find
get it.
Yeah, you might as well just skip it.
You might as well shit out your balls.
Yep.
Yep.
Now the big question, Sam. Is it a good movie?
No.
Okay.
It's a fucking mess. That's the thing. IMDb doesn't have it high. Metacritic's got it at 45. Rotten Tomatoes has it at 63, which I think is kind of high based upon some reviews of right when it came out. And I think one of the things that's really sort of grabbed people is how amazing Richard Dawson is in this movie. Outside of his performance, this thing is an inconsistent disaster.
The film itself, now, I should preface this. The reason why we bring this discussion up is because at one point in time, Sam and I had a discussion on even putting The Running Man on Stinker Madness in like year 1. Oh, we should do The Running Man. I was like, no, we shouldn't do The Running Man. It's too good of a movie.
Yeah.
And you looked at me like I was a fucking moron. Like I just shit out my balls. What I want to say about The Running Man is I do think it could have been something really fucking good, because the social commentary that we find ourselves in this world now mirrors a lot of stuff that in the year 2017 that we would be so culture obsessed that we value entertainment more than, say, people's freedom or their lives. We want, you go on Twitter and you look at what people say that just, there's people out there that just want to watch the world burn. And they don't care about the repercussions. They don't care if it's right or wrong. They just want shit to be like, hey, if that's fucked up, then I want it to be fucked up.
Yeah.
This movie predicts that. It predicts the reality TV, the overproduction and the stupidness of reality TV, and people being cult fans of shows like, Naked and Afraid and just those like survival shows. It predicts all that.
And remonopolization of
Right.
corporate conglomeration, all of those things. The future airport looks like our airport.
That's
They did
true.
a good job with you. We're like, TSA, huh?
Yeah.
Nice call.
Yeah. And again, the president's agent.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that, man, God, this could have been a really good movie if it had been not so stupid.
Yes.
Next week, it is my pick. I think we're going to check off a big one here, guys.
Oh, yeah?
Because we're coming up on Year in Review
Sure.
In April when we do our top 10 best bad movies that we saw of the year. I think I'm going to pull the trigger on No Holds Barred.
Oh, excellent. It is.
Yeah.
It's about time.
Yeah, it's a big
So
one.
how many episodes before we year in review?
Let's all go one more round, and then we'll do
Okay.
Year in Review. How's that?
All right. Well, I don't know what my next movie will be, but I am going to declare with solid certainty my first movie of year 4 will be America 3000.
All right.
And we will bring Sean onto the podcast for it.
Nice. That's a big one, too.
Wait, 4 years?
Yeah, that will be our 4th year.
I thought we've been doing this for like 10 years.
Yeah, tell me about
Mm-hmm.
it. We're going to do it for another 10. So next week, get to the chopper.
Oh, and write me emails.
Visit us at www.stinkermadness.com. Follow Stinker Madness on Twitter at Stinker Madness. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you for listening, and get to the chopper.